Ever wondered how a dyslexic kid who dropped out of school at 16 became a billionaire knight? This is the story of Richard Branson, a man who broke all the rules to build an empire. His journey starts not in a boardroom, but with a series of wild, almost unbelievable adventures. From a young age, Richard was different. He saw the world not as it was, but as it could be. While his classmates were focused on traditional studies, Richard was already dreaming up business ideas. His first major venture wasn't a tech startup, but a student magazine. He called it Student. And he wasn't just a founder. He was the head of advertising, sales, and distribution, all from a payphone booth. He hustled like crazy, convincing big names like John Lennon to do interviews. Imagine that! A teenager cold calling the biggest rock star on the planet. But that's Richard Branson for you. He believed that if you don't ask, you don't get. This magazine wasn't just a project. It was the first glimpse of his unique business philosophy. Have fun, do good, and the money will come. But running a magazine wasn't easy. He faced financial struggles, printing problems, and the constant threat of failure. At one point, he was so broke he couldn't afford the postage to mail the magazines. Did he give up? No. He used his charm and creativity to find a way. This early experience taught him one of his most important lessons. Adversity is a great teacher. From the magazine, an even bigger idea was born. He noticed that many of his readers loved music but found records in stores to be too expensive. So he thought, why not sell them cheaper by mail? This simple idea was the seed that would grow into Virgin Records. He started a small mail-order record business, running it out of the same church crypt that housed his magazine office. He called his new venture Virgin because they were all complete virgins at business. The name was cheeky, rebellious, and perfectly captured the spirit of his enterprise. He wasn't just selling records. He was building a brand that stood for youth culture, for doing things differently, and for challenging the establishment. The mail-order business was a hit. It grew so fast that soon he had an idea for his next big step, a physical record store. But this wouldn't be just any store. He envisioned a place where people could hang out, listen to music on beanbags, and feel like they were part of a community. It was more than a shop. It was a destination. The first Virgin Record store on London's Oxford Street became a legendary spot. This was just the beginning. From a student magazine run out of a phone booth to a revolutionary record store, Richard Branson was already showing the world that he was a force to be reckoned with. His early years were a whirlwind of risk-taking, creative problem-solving, and an unshakable belief in his own vision. He was learning on the fly, making mistakes, but always moving forward. So what's next for a young entrepreneur? How does he go from a single record store to signing one of the most controversial and groundbreaking albums of all time? It is a great question, but now let's dive into how he turned his passion into a global empire. Fresh out of school, Branson didn't head to university. Instead, he and his friend Johnny Gems launched a magazine called Student. It was a bold move, designed to be a voice for their generation, tackling everything from pop culture to politics. It wasn't just a publication, it was a movement. They hustled hard, convincing big names like John Lennon and Jean-Paul Sartre to give interviews. This wasn't just about making money. It was about creating something that mattered, something that connected with people. The magazine quickly gained traction, showing Branson's natural talent for marketing and networking, even at such a young age. But the magazine was just the beginning. Branson noticed that many of his readers loved music but found records in stores to be too expensive. Seeing an opportunity, he started a mail-order record business right out of the magazine's office. He called it Virgin because they were all complete newbies in the business world. The idea was simple. Sell records for cheaper than the high street stores by cutting out the middleman. The response was overwhelming. Orders poured in, and soon the mail-order business was booming so much that it outgrew the magazine. The success of the mail-order business led to the next logical step, a physical store. But this wouldn't be just any record shop. In 1971, Branson opened the first Virgin Record store on Oxford Street in London. It was a place for music lovers to hang out, with bean bags on the floor, free coffee, and headphones to listen to albums before buying. It was more of a community hub than a retail store, a concept that was completely revolutionary at the time. This customer-first approach became a hallmark of the Virgin brand. While the store was a hit, Branson's ambitions soared even higher. He wanted to do more than just sell music. He wanted to create it. So he bought a rundown country estate and transformed it into a state recording studio called The Manor. It was a place where artists could live and record in a relaxed, creative environment away from the pressures of the city. The studio needed an artist, and Branson found one in a young, unknown musician named Mike Oldfield. No other record label would take a chance on his complex instrumental piece. But Branson heard something special. He decided to not only record Oldfield, but to launch his very own record label, Virgin Records, to release it. The album was Tubular Bells. It became a worldwide phenomenon, selling millions of copies and putting Virgin Records on the map. It was a massive gamble that paid off spectacularly, proving Branson's incredible instinct for talent and his willingness to take risks that others wouldn't. From a student magazine to a groundbreaking record label, this period shows Branson's evolution from a determined teenager into a true business visionary. He wasn't just building companies, he was building a brand synonymous with fun, innovation, and challenging the status quo. What happens next? Where Branson's ambitions truly take flight, literally, after conquering the music and airline industries. What's next for a man who constantly redefines the impossible? Well, space, of course. This part of the book details the birth of Virgin Galactic. It's a jaw-dropping look into the sheer audacity and vision required to start a commercial. Branson shares the immense technological challenges, the astronomical costs. It's not just about business. It's about pushing the boundaries of human experience. Alongside his cosmic ambitions, he was also launching Virgin Mobile and Virgin Trains, shaking up the telecommunications and transportation sectors with his signature customer-first approach. He explains how the Virgin brand became a seal of quality and innovation, a name people trusted to disrupt stuffy, established markets. He reveals the strategy behind expanding the Virgin Empire into so many different areas, all while maintaining that core rebellious spirit that started with a small record shop. This final section also gives us a deeper look into Branson the philanthropist and activist. He talks candidly about using his wealth and influence to tackle global issues, from climate change to conflict resolution. He founded the Elders, a group of independent global leaders working together for peace and human rights. This isn't just a footnote in his story. It's a central part of his life's mission. He proves that success isn't just about financial gain, but about the positive impact you can have on the world. It's a powerful message about legacy and responsibility. Reading Losing My Virginity feels like sitting down with Branson himself as he shares his life's biggest gambles, wildest adventures, and most profound lessons. The book is more than just a business manual. It's a testament to the power of dreaming big, embracing failure, and never, ever giving up. His core philosophy, screw it, let's do it, echoes on every page. It encourages you to look at your own challenges not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to innovate and create something new. So, what's the ultimate takeaway from Richard Branson's story? It's that life is the greatest adventure of all. Whether it's starting a business from a student magazine, crossing the Atlantic in a hot air balloon, or aiming for the stars, the key is to live with passion, purpose, and a healthy dose of fun. His story is a powerful reminder that with enough courage and creativity, you can turn even the most audacious dreams into reality. I highly recommend picking up a copy and reading the whole thing for yourself. Thanks so much for joining me, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into the lives of the world's greatest innovators.